Okay, hi everyone. Back in the studio. It's been a long time with the pandemic. A lot of work. Also been working on some other stuff. But I'm hoping that as the pandemic clears up and that we all get hopefully vaccinated and things start opening up, that down the road I'll be able to do my little concert recital slash motivational speech on hopefully giving a compelling reason on why people might want to consider using the piano and music as a way to enhance certain areas of their mind that's responsible for analytical reasoning, creativity, self-esteem, and also empathy. So today, like I said, it's been a while, and I'm just going to kind of warm up and kind of go through my repertoire. It's been a while, but as we get closer to things opening up and the possibility of me going out and doing these events, I'll definitely spend more time polishing up on the repertoire. So right now I just want to get back into the swing of recording and getting all my computer programs working and just kind of working on my repertoire. Some of it is stuff that I'll use, and others I'm just kind of exercising, but also just kind of improvising probably as well. So we'll start off with the first one. It's called the aria from the Goldberg Variation by Johann Sebastian Bach. One of my favorite musicians, and definitely one of my favorite pieces. It's an entire compilation of pieces called Goldberg Variations, and they're extraordinarily complex, and the one I'm playing here is just the very simple one. And again, I'm pretty much self-taught, learned online, watching online, checked out some books. And but just like a weightlifter does, once I started practicing on a regular basis, 20 to 30 minutes a day, specifically focusing on my left hand to get my left hand dexterity and sensitivity and kind of the control, I noticed there was a pronounced increase in my awareness, complexity of thought, but also I would say creativity and a whole host of different psychological and cognitive functions that I didn't think I had. Now, a lot of that has to do with neurogenesis, and I'm actually studying quite a bit from people that have PhDs in neurology down in Stanford and stuff. So anyway, back to the music, aria, Bach. Please, again, I'm not a musician. I really use music and the piano as a way to enhance my mind. So anyway, Bach, aria from the Goldberg Variations. Okay, so definitely I'm rushing things. Getting a little warm too. That one actually is supposed to be played a little bit differently. I think my timing, I don't really stick to any kind of timing. It's just kind of how I feel. When I do my events, I get more relaxed, even though I'm a little more excited. But anyway, So let's go on to the next piece. And again, I'm just kind of warming up, going through my repertoire, get my hands kind of going. So when I do these presentations at these apartment complexes or some of these events, I hook my digital piano up to my laptop and then project it on the big screen TV. And the whole premise of this presentation is to really kind of give people an idea of what might be happening with my left and right hemispheres of the brain and the neural activities. There's a lot of other programs out there that really kind of demonstrate, you know, when someone plays an instrument, what happens. But for the most part, this is what I have to work with, and so I'm just going to work with it. So this is a minuet by Johann Sebastian Bach, 4 pieces from the little notebook for Anna Magdalena, I believe. So anyway. Oh goodness. Let's try that again. Okay, I can tell I'm rushing these things, so I'm a little bit nervous. Okay, so this is Prelude Number 1 in C major, one of my favorite ones. It's rather simple, but a really beautiful piece. I probably don't play it the way a professional would play it. And again, you know, it's, in my opinion, it's really about just being able to use this kind of music and the complexity of this music to stimulate the mind, but also to kind of open up that emotional part of it as well. Even though this piece isn't probably meant to be played with any kind of overly expressive demeanor, but a lot of musicians today, since the piano has such an expressive tonality to it, will embellish it with some beautiful nuances. So Prelude Number 1 in C major by Johann Sebastian Bach. Okay, gosh, I feel like I'm playing those kind of out of sync and out of whack, but oh well. Again, this is a long time since I've actually kind of recorded and played these pieces, so let's go to one of my favorite, if not my favorite composer. I would call him more of an artist, an extraordinary artist, Ludwig van Beethoven. And this is the fur release, and I'll probably hack it up. Okay, so even though I have the music in front of me, I'm not really paying attention to it, so that's why I've got some memory gaps in there. I should probably start playing with the music since I'm going to be doing a lot of improvisation at these events, and I need to really remember these and make sure I don't mess up too much. But again, the whole premise is not about being a concert pianist or being a performer, but about demonstrating what might be happening with my left and right hand. But more importantly, kind of the testimony of what happened to me, how I used to be, and why, because of ambidexterity, creative expression, and just tactile movements with the hand and stimulating new areas of the brain has profoundly changed just my perception of life. And I'm hoping that those are going to be traits that are at least advantageous in our environment where everything's changing so fast and so quickly. So let's do another Beethoven piece, even though I have the music there, I probably won't watch it. It's called the Moonlight Sonata, and it's one of my favorites. It probably was the first piece that really kind of introduced me to the great Ludwig van Beethoven. Just the emotionality of it, the emotion, if that's a word, and expression is just amazing. And I don't play it with the complexity and the nuances that professionals do, and I would highly recommend that you look up this piece. But it's really the third movement, the very explosive third movement that opened my eyes up to what a true artist can do with music. And I just fell in love with this piece. And it's just nice to be able to play at least simplistically the first movement of one of my heroes. So it's, anyway, the Moonlight Sonata. Let's see if I don't hack up too much. Okay, so definitely one of my favorite pieces, if not the favorite pieces. The wonderful thing, a couple weeks ago, my wife and I went down to Corvallis, got our shot down at Research Stadium, and then I had an opportunity to go to the Memorial Union where the students kind of collect and do their studies. And luckily, there weren't a lot of people in there, but they do have a 9-foot Steinway piano in there. And just, oh, I just love playing that thing. And I think it's 1930s, and anyway, they say it's a $75,000 piano, and I like to ask some of the people that are there studying if they don't mind my playing, because I know some people are there to study and they don't want to be interrupted. So I got to play this piece on that piano, and that whole area, the Memorial Union, and that particularly that piano in this piece kind of has a very I want to say symbolic, but also a very synchronistic moment that happened years and years ago that just really made me fond of the music and kind of led me into a path of looking into artistry and expression and kind of being a spokesperson and a champion for why our society can benefit from music and ambidexterity on the piano. So anyway, that was Moonlight Sonata. We're going to go to the Pathetique Sonata, another piece by Ludwig van Beethoven. Now this one, every time I have a collection of pieces on my playlist, and every time this comes on, it just kind of wakes me up. And this is the first movement. I can't even play it. I can play a few bars of it. I haven't really tried, but I mean, it just shows you how it just kind of wakes you up. A lot of dissonance. Man, so it goes into from this like extraordinary dissonance and power into this very elegant piece. So I'm going to play the second movement of that, and this is it's just one of my favorites. I guess Beethoven's one of my favorite composers, so a lot of his music is my favorite. Anyway, it's the second movement to that Pathetique Sonata, and it's just such a contrast and beautiful, elegant, and so yearning, and it's a testament to Beethoven's ability to just go into the human mind and human emotions. And being a layman that I am, it's just so cool to be able to tap into that. It's like if someone was a sculptor and was able to sculpt, a Da Vinci piece or paint a Da Vinci piece. With music, you can do it any time, and it's a great way to just tap into the mind of one of humanity's greatest artists ever known. So anyway, let's see if I can't remember how to play this. Okay, so I'm getting some weird sound effects going on, so hopefully this is still recording properly. If not, I'm gonna be super bummed. So I actually prefer, I don't know if improvisation is the right word for that, because I'm not really adhering to any kind of musical structure. So it's more taking a pattern, that one was Beethoven's For Elise pattern, just kind of riffing off it. And part of the show that I do is to kind of show this, well, let's call it improvisation, is just kind of take an idea, a chord pattern, and then expanding on it. And I call it harmonic fractal. So I'm using sound and I'm using fractalization of patterns and just kind of expanding on it. And I simplify it. And if I do these little events, depending on what how I feel, usually sometimes I'll jump in and out of like classical pieces like the Beethoven For Elise, jump into my improvisation, go on another tangent, maybe throw in some Mozart and a little Bach in there. And it's a real fun way to kind of just go in and out. And it's hard to do in front of a camera. It's the camera for me lacks a lot of energy, but when I'm playing in front of people, I'm a lot more excited. That energy level, that excitation level really helps me out, and I'm able to see the patterns before I can play it. So it's different than just playing in front of a camera and playing to a digital person. So let's see. So invention number 13. Man, I haven't played. And unfortunately, with work and stuff, my wrists and arms are getting kind of a carpal tunnel with all the movements, and so I really, among other things, with my back and my knees, my hands and my forearms, which obviously are very important in playing, are becoming more. I'm almost developing carpal tunnel because of all the movements, packages, and so anyway. Invention number 13 by Johann Sebastian Bach, another one of my favorites. And I'm going to hack this up, I know, because it's been a while since I've touched it. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of weird interference sound, and I'm hoping it's not transferring to the, oh man, I'm going to be super bummed. So let me see if, I don't know where it's coming from. Yeah, so I don't know. Oh man. Okay, so another piece that I'll probably bring into this, I don't know, boy, let's see if I can't play this. Mozart's K45 Piano Sonata number 16, I believe. So I play this, a lot of people will play it very technically, and it's very accurate and well spaced. I actually had the fortunate opportunity to watch this perform live with a lot more expression, and it just blew me away. And so I play with a lot more slow down here, fumble this finger here, express differently here, and so it's not as acutely timed. But you get the gist of it. The audience will get the gist in my left and right hand. But more importantly, just how extraordinary Mozart was. And this is he created this piece, which is a 4-movement piece or a 3-movement piece, and I think he's called it for beginners. And I think it was actually published after he passed away. I think that's what I read. Anyway, let's try that again. And again, I'm going to play it with a lot more untimeliness. Okay, so I can't really hear what I'm playing, so unfortunately I might have to stop because I'm getting a lot of dissonance in my electronics. Okay. Gosh, you know what? Just for the sake, so I've got my program's running also through Reason, so I should have at least a digital representation, which may not be as accurate on my nuances, but anyway, we'll continue on. Okay, so one of the things I'm a big proponent of, and why I feel the piano is such a great instrument to facilitate neural activity in areas of the brain that we haven't used before, is my left hand exercises, or at least development. So the theory is, and it's actually kind of backed up a little bit by the neurosciences out there. I've been following this guy, Andrew Huberman. He's an associate professor at Stanford, and it's all about neurogenesis and stuff like that. And one of these days maybe I'll reach out to him. But my whole concept of why things have really changed my mindset, my scope of thinking, and my analytical reasoning, my creativity, and which then leads to self-esteem, confidence, and being able to ramble on, is using my left hand in ways that I've never used before. It has developed motor, movement skills, sensitivity, expression, and then when I use it in more of a creative manner as well. So it has its own voice while I'm also improvising with my right. Obviously not as dexterous or expressive as my right, but quantumly a lot further than what it was, let's say, 5-6 years ago. And now science is proving that when we do develop and challenge our activities in mind, it can really have a pronounced impact on stimulating new neural areas within different areas of the brain. And then with the piano and music, you get the artistic expression, but also mathematical kind of reasoning, and then also the communication between the left and right hemispheres of the brain. Now, I studied something a little bit a while ago where they dissected the brain of a classical pianist, and they saw that the corpus callosum, the band that connects the two hemispheres, was a lot more massive than your average Joe. So I do have a presentation where I talk about left-handedness and kind of the binary expression of left and right hemispheres. Now those are just stuff that I gleaned from the internet. They're simplistic projections, and I know a lot of scientists and a lot of academics will probably frown upon that. I'm learning more as I study more and study people that do have the true information, and they still don't know exactly what's going on. But I will probably change those videos because it's such a binary perspective of, the right hemisphere does this and the left hemisphere does that. And the studies show that there's a correlation, or at least the two communicate to kind of have these expressions, but we quite don't know exactly what areas do this and that and how acutely this part of the brain does this and that. But what I do know is that diving into music, improvisation, 10 fingers, left and right hemispheres, has done wonders to be able to go from the analytical and the creative, and then be able to bounce back and forth to find out, what I'd like to do, whether it's creating a colorful book, a YouTube video, or whatever. And so I'm hoping that parlays into future opportunities that will allow me to go out there and do these shows. So anyway, I may quit now with my repertoire because unfortunately I don't know how well the sound is going off. But another piece that I was going to do is the Prelude 21 by Johann Sebastian Bach in B flat major. I've been working on it for the last few months. So I'm not going to waste too much time on that since I don't know how the sound is. Another piece that I'll probably play in these events is the maybe the Minuet from Don Juan Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Okay, and again, really, I've got to figure out how much time I have, how much time I want to spend on the presentation, but ooh, hacking that one up. So again, a lot of these pieces I've just kind of glanced over. The few pieces that I played before in their entirety are ones I'm quite comfortable with, and again, a lot of it's some presentation, but I also like to do a lot of improvisation and how about the Jesu, Joy of Man's Desiring from Cantata number 147. I wish I knew if this was recording well or not. Anyway, so here's the one I'm learning by Frederick Chopin, a Prelude in E minor. We live in such extraordinary times where with the internet we can hopefully look at pillars of our world that have left us some extraordinary things, whether it be art, whether it be science, Da Vinci, oh my gosh. But musically, for me, now I can sit there and look and watch people perform, the great pieces by Chopin, Beethoven, Liszt, and we just live in extraordinary times. And I know we can also, unfortunately, go down the dark, aggressive, hateful rabbit holes. And I just hope that I can maybe use my energy, my spirit to help people to turn away from those dark holes and maybe go towards a hole that's going to provide them fulfillment, provide them with a little bit more artistic sensibility, compassion, but just overall development to just understand that we live in one world, one life, and to just take it and do what we can to obviously survive, have a job and stuff like that. But on the off times, spend your time doing things that enrich either your life or other people's life. And it's hard to stay away from those dark tunnels where especially now it's so prevalent with politics and stuff like that. So again, I'm hoping that I'll turn 25, 30% of these people onto music, more, and that they spend more time playing music and piano and enhancing their lives to stay away from those dark tunnels of hate. So anyway, Prelude in E minor, Frédéric Chopin. I just started learning this, but it's a beautiful piece. So I don't really play a lot of Chopin. I know he's another just extraordinary musician, and man, I can't even come close to his stuff. But I really love Bach, Beethoven, Mozart. They really opened my eyes up to the beauty of music, and so I just love talking about them and love promoting them. And that's invention number 14. A lot of these pieces I've kind of dabbled in, and I get kind of sidetracked, and with work, kids, and some other stuff that I've been working on. And again, my intention isn't to showcase that I'm a concert pianist, because by all means I'm not even close. And I have a lot of respect and reverence for people that do have the time and the mental capacity to learn these pieces in their entirety and their complexity. And so I'm not even there, so I don't even pretend to be. But my whole focus is really hopefully inspiring people to look at these musicians, start listening to them, maybe adding them to their playlist, and then maybe using their music to increase ambidexterity. It's just... I don't know if I'll do some Christmas songs. Maybe I know on my website, and my website's really there's so many different online tutorials to teach you music in such a great way, and I'm just a UPS driver, and my time and my ability to, or I wouldn't even say my ability to learn these software programs, but it's my wanting to dedicate a certain amount of time for learning this when I've got work, family, and then wanting to learn this music. But it's about the presentation. It's about really promoting what music has done for me, the ambidexterity, the extraordinary music of and the extraordinary lives of Beethoven, Bach, Mozart, perhaps maybe the left-handed tendency of a society, and kind of bring it in a little package where hopefully I can inspire a few people, hopefully several people at these apartment complexes or any kind of congregation of a lot of people. It's easier to kind of market it into a grand scheme. And what I'd like to see is being able to do these events is maybe team up with an online tutorial system like Playground Sessions or something like that. Give away subscriptions, and then also give away gift certificates and stuff for surrounding businesses, and then partner up with an electronics company that provide kind of an incentive for the residents to come out. I'll do a little spiel, I'll play a little bit of music, do a little presentation, show it on the big screen TV, and hopefully reach maybe 20-25% of those residents to spend some time playing music. I know a lot of people say they don't have time with everything that's going on, and I understand that, but part of my I call it what do I call it, concept is that obviously you got to learn music, and then hopefully you also create music, but the exercises and just kind of the mundane, boring, and it turned me off. You know, years ago when I took a couple months of lessons and quit. But I've realized that you can actually do your exercises and maybe even practice some songs if you don't want to be a concert pianist, and watch YouTube videos, watch movies, or sports or whatever, and still get that neural connectivity, still, you know, actively getting that part of the mind that's understanding where your hands are and your limbs and your left hand and fingers are, and being able to kind of coordinate and develop that coordination whilst actively and passively or actively getting entertained. And that makes practice a lot funner, more fun, whatever the word is, and hopefully it gives you, you know, a regiment to, okay, I really want to watch this, you know, Netflix series or whatever. Maybe play do your exercises, play that song while you're watching it. And what I've learned is that I can do my exercise, I can learn a song, and really have kind of a still have focus and attention on the meaning of the movie or the meaning of the YouTube video. And I do watch a lot of philosophy, a lot of stuff like that now. So anyway, I wish I knew the sound was getting better or was working, but okay, so let's see. I don't know if I'm gonna go on anymore because I'm a little concerned that my sound isn't working. And would that be a big waste of time? Still fun, so I'm still getting my exercise, so I'm not too worried about it. Oh, let's see. Well, okay, you know what? I'm gonna call it a night. Maybe after this. That's Johann Sebastian Bach Air on the G string from Suite in D major. Another beautiful piece. A lot of people consider Bach as it's pronounced apparently Bach. Some people get really mad. I call them Bach sometimes. It's just unfortunately there's a lot of I would say sterility that has turned off a lot of let's say people that enjoy the popular music, let's say the Eagles, Pink Floyd, and stuff like that, and just being able to just enjoy it without any pompous attitude, or, you know. And I appreciate, you know, these pieces performed in the great halls that we have around the country or in the world, and the music like Beethoven, Bach, and there's such a highly esteemed people that, you know, I get that they should be played in those environments, but there tends to be a certain arrogance, in my opinion, a certain sterility, a certain like rigidity that it's got to be performed and played this way. Absolutely no other, you know, no other rules contrary, or no other presentation to the contrary. And I think it turns off a lot of people that just want to have fun and listen to music. And so I'm hoping that some of my ideas that I have and some of the projects that I've worked on is to bring music in a respectful way, but in a manner that reaches a different crowd. Because I think when someone, you know, really enjoys the music of, let's say, the Eagles and then, or even Pink Floyd, and watch the virtuosity of, let's say, a shredder, when they see someone perform a complex piece by Franz Liszt, Beethoven, you know, even Mozart, but especially Franz Liszt, he has some extraordinary pieces that just are just way out there. They're just, the people that have never heard of Franz Liszt, and when they see these pieces performed, they're literally just blown away. And that's what I want to do, is kind of take the music of these great masters, is what I call them, and bring them into an environment that's still respectful, but reach a different environment and present it to a different clientele that will hopefully, you know, obviously bring the music and hopefully stimulate and create kind of an energy, but also provide these dedicated musicians that do have to take extraordinary time and solo time and dedication to learn these pieces, to provide them opportunities to perform in the public and to be rewarded for their dedication. And it's, you know, I put on these events a while back where I was able to raise some money from some businesses and paid some of these musicians, and you know, some of them said this was the first time they ever got paid to play, you know, a Beethoven piece or what. I was like, wow. It's unfortunate, but so you know, that's kind of, I guess my mission is, number one is to create a compelling reason for people to really consider using music and art and ambidexterity to increase analytical reasoning, creativity, empathy, and then also confidence, but also to penetrate a new market and kind of expose the general population to music that I would consider from enlightened artists and pillars of humanity, is what I would call them. So anyway, thanks for watching another long one. I hope by piano playing, yeah, because it's right now in my headphone, I can barely hear it, so. Okay, so now I know why they had a few more keys on the Imperial. I'm just kind of goofing off. So anyway, thanks for watching. Again, practice my repertoire, making sure my computer stuff is working. And again, I don't know what's going on with the sound. Okay, so remember, just a truck driver, and music opened my eyes, and I'm hoping to share my experience to help inspire other people to get into music and the piano. So thanks for watching. Bye. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it helpful. Visit our website for content, tips, and products. And as always, practice, but make sure it's fun.